Hi friends, hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello and welcome to my vanity setup. So today we're doing a video I haven't done in a minute, which is actually like applying makeup. I haven't really been doing these lately and I thought it would be fun. Here's my idea, my premise. So my friend Amber was over here a few days ago because we were like doing stuff together, and I have recently like packed up, I don't know if you can see the tubs sitting behind me, but I very recently packed up most of my makeup because I'm moving very soon, which I can talk about in this video while I'm doing makeup if you guys are interested, like a little life update on top of this video. I'm moving really soon and I was going through the makeup I'd packed up to give to her because whenever Amber sees me, I usually have a boatload of makeup to give to her. And as I was going through, there was some stuff that I was like, I actually don't really know if I like this, if I want to keep this, if whatever. So today I thought it'd be fun to do a full face of makeup that's kind of like on the chopping block. Like makeup that I think I might get rid of, but I want to give one more chance. It's kind of like when you go through your closet and you put aside, am I the only one that does this? I put aside clothes sometimes that I'm like, I need to try this on. I need to make sure that this still fits right, that this still looks the way I want it to look. That's kind of how I feel about this makeup. I want to give it like one more chance to really wow me and impress me, and if it doesn't, it's getting the axe. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. I really love this lighting because I feel like you can actually see my face a lot better. It looks very, I'm looking in the viewfinder, it looks very much how my face actually looks. So first thing we're gonna be using is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid. This is ColourPop's thing. They have the Pretty Fresh collection, so I'm gonna just do a little bit here. The only thing I've done so far before putting on makeup was just use a moisturizer, but I do that like every time. I'm gonna use my primer brush to rub this in. This is from Real Techniques. Everybody always asks me about this brush. The main reason I started using it was because my face gets really, really obnoxiously red whenever I touch it. And I would put primer on camera and you could see how obnoxiously red my face was. So I decided this might help make it a little less red on camera, but also I find it just gives a really nice like smooth application for primer. It's very luxurious feeling. So I love these little kabuki brushes from Real Techniques. But the reason I think I'm going to get rid of this primer, and maybe it'll prove me wrong today, I don't really find that it does anything other than make my face a little bit slightly sticky. And while I don't mind sticky primers, if it's not like super sticky to the point where it's going to make a huge difference, like the Milk Hydro Grip, I'm just not inclined to use it. Like if it doesn't do anything other than make me a little bit stickier, there's no incentive there. So I think I'll likely, let's see how it applies on top of the foundation I'm about to put on. But right now, putting that on, I am 0% impressed because nothing about my pores has changed. Like there's no sort of blurring effect or anything in there, especially on my nose and in my cheeks is where I have the most pores. And I don't feel like it gave me any sort of luminous effect. Like it's not making me more dewy or providing that like dewy base that I like, which I'm pretty sure is what it was supposed to do. I also think this is low-key supposed to be skincare, but like I already use enough acids on my face. I don't need another one. The next thing we're going to be testing is the Laura Mercier Flawless Radiance Candlelight Foundation. I've had, first of all, it's not the right color. I have had this for so long. My mom got it for me a couple of Christmases ago. I think I asked for it because I think Tati talked about it. And I was like, oh, must be good. I don't think that this ever has really worked for me. But I also think the main reason I'm always turned off by it is because the shade is just so wrong. But maybe the shade isn't as bad as I remembered. Maybe it's not as bad. I also don't remember the formula being, no, the shade's gonna be pretty bad. I also don't remember the formula being particularly amazing. So we're gonna have to see. I'm using the new Lunar Beauty sponges. Manny sent these to me. They're actually really soft. They expanded so much. I was shook. This is my first time using it though, so I'll let you guys know how I like it. Anyway, while I'm blending this in, let's do a mini life update. So if you watch the vlog channel, subtle plug to my vlog channel. It's called Hannah Glow here on YouTube. If you watch that, you know that we have been in the process of potentially moving. It's been kind of up in the air. We thought we were going to be moving like this Saturday, but it turns out that the apartment for that date that we wanted just wasn't available anymore by the time we were able to like submit our application and everything, which kind of sucks, but also probably for the best because it would have been a very fast-paced move. Whereas now we officially signed our lease today. We're moving on June 1st into a townhome. And we got the townhome we wanted, which was really exciting. It's like a really perfect location. It's in a location where we want to buy a house. Like it's in Rochester's kind of weird because it's like the city of Rochester and then you have all these like boroughs almost surrounding it. And it's in sort of the like borough of Rochester that we would like to live in potentially. So it'll be nice to get sort of a test run of that place and make sure it's actually okay. So this is a patchy mess. I don't know if you can see, but the coverage is very inconsistent for where it wanted to stay. So we decided it might be kind of good to get to live in a place we want to buy a house before we actually buy there, to make sure we actually like living there, make sure we actually like it's feasible for everyone. So we're moving in June 1st, and that's why I was packing all my makeup and stuff. But we're moving into a townhome temporarily until we can kind of make the big move into a house, because we've been in the process of wanting to buy a house for the past few months. And we're selling this house because the market is so good to sell right now, and we were going to sell anyway. We were just going to sell in like 5 months. So we just like moved up the process to kind of take advantage of how good it is to sell at the moment. But we found out our neighbor might want to buy our house, which would be dope because then we could just have like a buyer and be ready to go. So we think we're going to be in good shape, which is exciting. So what I like about this foundation is it's very skin-like. What I hate about it is that it's skin-like because you literally covered no blemishes. I have some pimples here. Didn't do any coverage on any sort of problem areas, and it turned the rest of my skin into kind of an orange blotchy matte. Very splotchy. It's weird how it's like different colors in different places. Like it's very orange here, it's very brighter here, sort of orangier in here, but brighter down here. Very weird how that looked. Yeah, this is gonna be a pass because this is more of a skin-like foundation apparently. When your skin doesn't look amazing beneath it, it's obviously not going to look that great. So I think that in general, it's really just the lack of coverage that bothers me, because I have skin-like foundations that still have a really decent level of coverage, and it's not this. I feel like it doesn't even really look like I did anything to my face from the start of this video, except it's a little bit oranger. See where I put it on my hand? Definitely not good. That's a great indicator that your foundation isn't matching, if you can see it on your hand after you put it on. So I think that these two, as of right now, are not passing. They're not passing the test. The next thing I'm going to be using is the Benefit Boing Cakeless concealer. I've had this for a while as well, but I haven't used it in a minute. I remember not liking it though because I think it settled into my creases. If I'm remembering correctly, that was what I didn't like, was that it just settled into my under eyes weird. A concealer can be perfectly fine on the rest of my face, but if I look like Santa Claus. But if it doesn't look good under my eyes, I really have no incentive to keep it. Like a concealer really has to perform well on my under eyes. It feels very like tacky to blend out. Oh, it dries really fast. Okay. I forgot about that. You can like see a little milk mustache. I was gonna film a video after I film this, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now. I'm gonna blend in the under eye. Okay, yeah. It makes my under eyes look like plastic. That's why I don't use it anymore. It literally makes my under eyes look like plastic, but in a bad way. Not the type of plastic where it's like, ooh, Barbie, dream. You can also see the difference here. It does provide a decent amount of coverage, which I like. Like there's definitely coverage there, and it's definitely very brightening. However, I don't find that it does a lot for my creases. Yeah, do you see here how it's kind of like there's a lot of like texture going on there and almost like scaly like spots almost. Like it almost separated and broke apart under the eye. Do you see what I mean about plastic? It gives you that sort of like shininess to it that you want. Like you almost have like a sheen to your under eyes, but it's sort of like scaly, like has that weird plastic like texture to it. I don't hate this, but I don't love it. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna pass the test either. Next we have Since My Skin Perfecting Loose Powder. This is by no means like horrible. It's just got more of a, they sent this to me, but it's just got like a peachy undertone, which doesn't work super well. And I also find, again, I'm only gonna set my under eyes and my nose because I have some cream products we're gonna be using, but again, it does not do really anything for my under eyes. Like it just doesn't really smooth, it doesn't really perfect. And because my under eyes are already so sort of dark, anything that's going to make them look darker and almost enhance the sort of brown and yellow spots that come through here, which is what this just did. And it doesn't brighten the way that I would want it to. It sort of almost enhances the dark circle that I have here. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't like it for that reason. I think that's mostly the coloring, like less the formula, more the coloring. I just find it ends up making my under eyes look super. Today, maybe with the concealer I'm using, it's not making it super textured. It's sitting on top of that concealer decently, but you can definitely still see like the crinkles under here. It's more so the color of this one that really throws me off, because I feel like, again, I just added, after doing those 2 steps of like concealing and setting, I feel like I've now added more under eye bags. Instead of erasing them, they've come out even more pronounced than they were before. So, not my fave. Formula is not terrible though. It's not as bad as I remember it being. For some reason, I thought this formula was really bad. Next. Okay. I bought this because everybody was raving about it, and I love balms. Like, I love balms. I love them. I love bronzing balms in particular, and this one is from Sol, which is ColourPop's body line. This is in the shade Light. The reason I remember hating this, I haven't used it in a minute. The reason I remember hating this is because number 1, I hate the color. Number 2, I hated the blendability. So normally what I do with bronzing balms, and this works with all of my other ones, is I use this particular brush. This is from Moda. I got it in a BoxyCharm, I think, but it just has a really nice flat top without being too dense, but it's a little dense. It's not as fluffy as a normal bronzing brush, but it has like a little bit more density, but it's also not like super dense like a kabuki brush, right? So it's got like a medium level density, which I like. Usually this is what I use. Today, I think I'm gonna try using the sponge and just see, because I've seen people use it with the sponge and they say that it helps make it more blendable. Now, will that help with the color? I don't know, but we're gonna try. So I'm gonna go in with this and just start sort of packing that on. I've already foresee a problem, which is that my foundation is so orange that it's almost blending into the foundation. Yikes. Okay. You see what I mean about the orange though? Like, I'm not wrong. It's very, very orange based. And normally I don't mind a more warmer toned bronzer. Like, I actually prefer that to something more cool toned. I'd rather be orange than like a weird gray color personally, because I kind of have a warmer skin tone. However, this one, it just feels straight up orange. It definitely is a little bit easier to blend and just sort of control in general on the sponge. So I'm not mad at the sponge application as I was when I was trying to use that brush. But what's weird to me is I use that brush with like all of my other balm-like things. Like, I never really use a sponge. So it's weird to me that it just doesn't work on this one. I almost feel like you can't even really see it. Very subtle bronze with this. It wasn't so subtle when I was using the brush. This is definitely makes it a little bit more subtle. I almost don't like that. I also think because I am so orange already, it's really messing up everything. This makeup look is gonna be a mess. I actually might keep this, if only to see how it looks when I apply it to something that is the right color. Because right now, I'm so oranged out from the foundation that you really can't even see the bronzer super pronounced. Like, it kind of just looks like very subtle. I'd like to see it on one of my foundations that actually match my skin tone, because with the sponge, that actually blended out way better. Like, it wasn't nearly as patchy. I didn't have nearly as many problems sort of getting it to move around. It felt like before, if you placed it somewhere, that's just like where it was. Whereas with the sponge, it was much easier to sort of manipulate and control. So this one might actually be saved from the blocking, because the application's super pretty. It gives you like sort of an airbrushed look, which is what I wanted initially. I just couldn't get with the brush. So thank you to whoever gave me the tip to use this with a sponge, because I actually like it way more. I feel like that looks way better. I don't know if it's super pronounced on camera, but I feel like it looks so much better than it did before when I was trying to use the brush. Let's go in with blush. Okay, so I do not like the Rare Beauty blush, and I really think I am gonna get rid of this, but hold on. Some people have said that the best way to apply it is to, instead of like putting it directly onto your face or even putting it on your hand and then pouncing it and going, putting it on your hand, really diffusing it a lot with a sponge, and then lightly applying it to your face. So I've seen that be successful for people, although I also see people just slap it on and they look gorgeous. So I don't know what the tea is there. But I think what I'm gonna try to do is take this and just put a little bit on my hand. I am in the shade Joy. I don't feel joy when I use this, but I'm gonna do it. I just did like 2 taps on my hand, and I'm gonna take this and really sort of diffuse it, and then I still hate it. Surprise! I still hate it. I hate it so much. Why is it like this? I understand that this is amazing for other people. Like, for me, I don't get that. It's like sunburn, but not in a good way. And I also don't like, low-key, I've said this before about this blush, but I'm gonna say it again. I just don't like products that are not easy. When I do my makeup, I don't want to feel stress. I don't want to feel like I'm gonna mess something up. That's why I don't do winged liner and lashes. That's literally why I don't do it. Because I like to do makeup and just like relax and like meditate and like start my day with a positive note. If I'm starting my day pissed off because I accidentally used too much Rare Beauty blush, I'm gonna be annoyed. It's gonna annoy me. So, this definitely looks a little better. No, it looks patchy, frankly. It really does. It looks honestly just kind of patchy and kind of like I got a sunburn. It's not horrible on camera, but in person, it looks patchy. It looks like I got a sunburn, but it's already started to peel in some places. So like my face is peeling. Not the biggest fan of this. And look at my hand too. Looks like a crime scene. Absolutely not. We're gonna get rid of this, I think. This was not redeemed for me. I think I'm going to pass this along. I'm gonna do my brows really quick. I didn't really have any brow products that I was like itching to get rid of. So I'm just gonna do my brows quick. I'm just gonna do a clear brow gel today. I just got my brows freshly shaped, and I love when that happens because I feel like I can just throw in a brow gel and call it a day. Okay. I bought this so long ago. I bought it so long ago and I really wanted to like it. I think I did a talktorial with this palette and I didn't really like it because I was expecting it to be the Anastasia formula and then it was like the Norvina formula. The problem I have with this palette is I still think it's gorgeous. Like, I actually think the color story on this one in particular, I don't really like the other Norvina Pros, but I think the color story on this Norvina Pro is beautiful. I think it's so pretty. I love the pinks and the purples and just how vibrant it is, but also how like low-key neutral it is. Like, I love everything about that. But I've always disliked the formula because I love the normal Anastasia formula, and I've almost low-key held a grudge towards this one because I was like, it's not the same one. So today I want to go into this palette with just completely an open heart, okay? I want to go into this palette being like, this is just a palette. It's not Anastasia, and I just want to see if my opinion changes on the formula after going into it with more of an open mind, okay? The first thing I want to do is go into this more mustardy shade, which is D1. Hi! Hi guys! Which is kind of a mustard shade with a fluffy brush, and I just want to really pop this all over the crease. So right off the bat, I'm not impressed with the pigment. Feels a little bit drier and like there's not as much pigment there. Almost feels more tightly, like that was my 5th dip to get this level of color. Feels almost more like it's very tightly pressed, and that's making it kind of awkward. Okay, I'm gonna stick with my yellow bandwagon here. And I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with the shade E3, which is this one right here, which this is more of a true mustard. That one felt a lot less tightly packed and you can almost see how much easier it is to blend. I will say the two shades are blending really nicely together, but they are both basically yellow, so it's not too hard.
We can call it even. You can call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season right this time.
The funny thing that I do, since we've been moving and like planning this move, we were like, okay, we're gonna put most of our stuff in storage until we move into the big house, and we're just gonna bring the bare bones to the townhome. So it's super, we're not gonna do anything. I said that. I was like, I'm not gonna decorate, I'm not gonna do anything. It was a lie. I'm gonna go in with E2, this orange. I think I'm gonna do kind of a orangey yellow orange thing, and then almost like a purple on the lid. I do almost kind of a sunset. That was very pigmented. Wasn't prepared for that level of pigmentation. So I'm gonna go in with that mustard yellow and I'm gonna use that to sort of diffuse everything. So I don't want to lose that yellow. I was like, we're not gonna decorate. We're gonna bare bones it until we move. And that was a lie. I'm absolutely already planning decorations and decor. I can't help it. I like have an inability to not make a place that I'm living a home. Like, I can't do it. I can't live in a place and not have it feel homey. And I'm the type of person that like everything is unpacked day 1. By day 2 minimum, like everything's unpacked. I want everything up on the wall. I want all the decor set up. Like, I can't live in a house that is not decorated or like has some of our personality. All right, I'm gonna go in with this bright pink here, A5, which could be a mistake. I was very impressed with the pigment of the orange, almost like too impressed. And I'm going in with a prickly brush here, and I just want to give that little bit of pink to sort of make the purple not feel as intense. We're doing that, but also we're gonna have to buy a couple of carpets. And I am so excited. I think the real issue is, number one, I hate living in a house that doesn't really feel like it's my house. Like, I hate that. And number two, love shopping for home decor. So it's like the perfect storm. This little townhome is like the perfect storm of, I think I might thrift though. I really love going on Facebook Marketplace and trying to find stuff for like really good deals. That's how I've gotten some of the furniture in this house, was Facebook Marketplace. So I might go on Facebook Marketplace. I know we're gonna need a rug and we're gonna need a coffee table. I think I'm gonna go and try to find some like really fun decor and do some fun stuff with that. I think it'll be really exciting. I'm so hyped. The brighter colors definitely blend a lot better and are much more pigmented, which I do like. I'm just kind of blending out these edges here on the end. Definitely enjoy the way that this is coming together so far. It has a nice gradient from like yellow to orange to pink. I'm gonna see how the shimmers perform though, because if I'm remembering correctly, I really did not like the shimmers on this palette, if I'm remembering right. But I haven't used it in a minute. I'm gonna spray the brush to give it its best chance. I use this coconut spray from Wet n Wilds that I bought at CVS on a whim because it smelled like coconut. The shimmers are definitely drier than I like my shimmers, but they're pretty foiled and pretty, especially with the wet brush. So I'm not like hating that level of shimmer. It's just not my favorite. If I could slap a Kaja bento box on these mattes, I would be much happier than I am currently with them. So that's been my new thing, is getting to plan like what I'm gonna do with everything. Thankfully there's a like 3D layout thing on the I'm gonna go in with C3, that one right below it. There's a 3D like virtual tour that you can do of the space. So I've been like stalking the 3D images and just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put everything. Pretty minimal fallout, which is always nice. I don't mind fallout too much as long as you can wipe it away. There's definitely minimal. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Let me do the lower lash quick. I'm just gonna do kind of a pop of color. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm pleasantly surprised with how this turned out. I really like the look in general. I think it's very pretty. The shadows are really pretty. They're actually blending nicely. Some of them are definitely lacking. Like there's definitely a little bit of a consistency issue, but I could see myself wanting to use this for like this type of look, like the look that's a little bit more bold and a little bit more of like a sunset eye. Huh, okay. This is low-key kind of saved right now for me. I don't think I want to give this away yet. I think that this actually performed nicely. I don't think I would rebuy this palette knowing what I know, because honestly, I think it goes past even the formula being nice. I think a big reason I also don't grab for it is simply because it's just huge. Like it's massive and it's also a lot of colors, like just a lot of options. And frankly, I've just been gravitating more towards like, you know, neutrals and stuff that's a little bit smaller and more concise and like has really, you know, unique color stories. However, I can see myself wanting to pull this out if I wanted to like play. If I wanted to like properly play with makeup, this is definitely what I would pull out. And I mean, it worked. It looks pretty. I think going into it without that preconceived notion of it being an Anastasia palette was definitely a must in this case. I think my eyes are my favorite part of my face right now, so there's that. Okay, so let's finish everything off here. I'm gonna do the eyes off camera really quick. I don't really have any mascaras on the chopping block, and then we'll do highlighter. Okay, so finally, all we really have to test is this. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna get rid of this. It's the Makeup by Mario highlighter in citrine. It's like this gold. I am gonna pop a little bit on the inner corner because I do think it has like a pretty gold glitter effect, but that's the problem. This product is basically just glitter. I think the reason I don't want to get rid of it is, yeah, it's glitter. I think the reason I don't want to get rid of it is simply because I think I might use this at music festivals, but who knows when the next music festivals are gonna happen. Like this would look stunning at a music festival because in the sun, it's literally just straight gold glitter. I think it would actually look really pretty, but on camera and in real life, it looks like low-key ridiculous because it doesn't have any of that sort of wetness, any of that sort of sheen that like a normal highlighter has. It is just like you took craft glitter and put it on your cheeks. So like you can see now, I don't even really look glowy. I just look glittery when you look at it. I wonder if you can see if you look up close. Literally just glitter. You can see the individual specks of glitter on there. So this might be saved. Oh, I do love how it looks though for like music festivals. It's not so big that it would be like horrible. to keep it for a music festival, right? Like it's small enough. And it'd be good for a music festival because it is tiny, so I could just pack it. Okay, this might be saved too, only for music festivals though. I really do not think I'm going to utilize this day to day. However, when those start opening back up, I know I'm gonna want to go to like 100 of them. So I will likely wear this to a music festival. I'm gonna pop on a lip gloss. That was a Dior lip gloss. It has like a purple and pink shift, which is kind of fun. But okay, let's talk. So only products I can see myself saving from this is the Soul Bronzing Balm, because I do want to try it with like a normal foundation to see how that works. The Makeup by Mario, just for music festival purposes, but also I think I want to keep this. I think it's fun to have stuff like this that maybe is, I got rid of a lot of my bigger palettes. Like I really don't have any anymore. So I think keeping something that's a little bit bigger and is more meant to just like play around and have fun with, I think is probably a good thing. Just to have something that has these sort of fun, different colors, kind of shaking it up from what I normally do. Because I've really been sticking to neutrals lately just because it's so much easier, but this is kind of fun. So either giving away, or in the case of like the foundations, which is just, it's old, probably will just throw this out. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below, along with my little social justice spotlight. So go check that out. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!